just joking. I'm Schroeder, the crazy mofo.
And I'm Brady Signs, sitting here doing the show.
And you're watching Inside Out, Jeevuses. And so because of that, I did a little piece on Martin Luther King, because we had Monday off, and I think you should watch it. And it's pretty darn smooth, cowboys and cowpokes. So take a look.
Hey, this is Martin Luther King, and what else did he do for us besides get us a day off of school every year? How about we take a look? Even though slavery was abolished in 1863, blacks still suffered much discrimination in the South, especially. Segregation of schools, bathrooms, water fountains, buses, and schools were deemed throughout the whole country. A week after King graduated from college in Montgomery, Alabama, Rosie Parks sat on the front of the bus and was jailed for it. Angering Martin very much, he had 50,000 black boycott the buses.
The buses stayed empty for 15 months as Martin Luther King's tactics led the young movement to its first victory, a court decision declaring Alabama's bus segregation laws unconstitutional.
After leading several peaceful marches, in 1963, civil rights protesters went nuts at Birmingham, Alabama. 5,000 marchers were arrested, and King was included in the arrest. In August 1963, 3 months after King's arrest, 250,000 citizens, black and white, marched in a massive show of support when King went to the Capitol and gave speech, "I Have a Dream."
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up, live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal.
After much support from the citizens alone, he got support also from the new President Johnson and the Congress in 1964, a year later after the I Have a Dream speech. Johnson made laws discriminating discrimination and banning segregation in schools and other things. Then, after winning the Nobel Peace Prize, King returned back to Mississippi and Alabama, which were the key states in the black racial movement. After several peaceful marches attempts in Selma, Alabama, and having problems with the local police brutally beating the marchers, King led a 30,000 people march from Selma to the capital, Montgomery, on a 54-mile, 5-day march. When rioting broke out in urban ghettos across northern America in summer 1966, King brought his peaceful, nonviolent movement to Chicago.
So we come bearing a message. We come bearing a message that Chicago can change, and we are going to change it nonviolently. We are going singing in our hearts, ain't going to let nobody turn me around.
Then in 1967, King linked racism to Vietnam and fought to get America out of the war. In doing so, he lost support of the Johnson administration, though. In spring 1968, plans for a poor man's march were interrupted when King went to Memphis in support of striking city sanitation workers. While there, he was shot and assassinated on April 4th, 1968.
Well, isn't that lusty?
Yeah, and for our next story, it's a little piece done by myself and Michael Halen. It's about the program of studies. It's a little bit of an informative brief, if you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? So let's take a little look at that.
FHS Program of Studies was released. We talked to Mrs. Connolly in the guidance department about the Program of Studies.
Yeah. So some of the new things in the Program of Studies this year, as far as I'm concerned, and my role is in addition to the curriculum, and some new offerings and courses, would be the setup of the program. But each student also received a graded transcript that was enclosed in the booklet. So that's new. We did give out transcripts last year, but we came up with the idea after the booklets had been given out. So this year we coordinated it more, and students did receive that in homeroom this morning. And other things about the program is we moved the worksheet, which we in guidance feel is very, very important. We redesigned the worksheet for students to keep track of their accumulation of credits and coursework towards the graduation requirements. We moved that to the inside front cover, which we think is a good idea. But we also new to the booklet this year is the Massachusetts State College and University requirements, and also a worksheet that the students can use to fill in, and we hope they will use to fill in using their transcript, those requirements, because college requirements are different than high school requirements. That's why we found out that students needed more, they needed to be made more aware of prerequisites. So we need a place that he could and where it was applicable. Mr. Studley used a key as a symbol to that. Last year, any application, any registration form that came in after the 30th was coded as a late. And unless there was some documented reason, if a student had been out sick for a few weeks or whatever, unless it was documented, that those students were given lower priority in the process, and that did take place, and some students did lose out. So if you don't want to be late, if you don't want to be given lower priority in the scheduling process, we urge you to meet that deadline. You hold up the whole process.
Hi. Well, that was a very thrilling piece, and that was pretty good. So make sure you get your stuff in on time for the program of studies. As you can see, I'm a little stuffed up here, and I'm having an incooperative director, but Eric?
Well, our next story comes about some crazy mofos that like to jump in the water and make their mammary glands get all hard, if you know what I'm saying, Jelly Bean. So you take a watch at it now.
Hi, I'm John Stimson, and I'm here with Duncan Smith-Orberg, president of the Icebreakers Polar Bear Club. So Duncan, what exactly is the Icebreaker Polar Bear Club?
Well, Stimson, it's a group of kids that gather together every Sunday, in general, to go swimming in the freezing water at Chepcoit Beach. And it was founded last year by Seth Kolojeski and I, who just decided to go swimming one time and then decided to go again and again over the winter with my father. Although generally we'll have between 10 and 15 kids on Sunday mornings. And what we do is we'll breathe for quite some time, and then just to get focused and stuff like that, and then we'll go swimming and we'll kind of jump around and have fun and breathe and clap and do all sorts of stuff. And it's generally a real good time. And
Why exactly do you do this again? It's empowering, or what are the benefits of being an icebreaker?
Well, it's rather cleansing and invigorating. You have when you get out, you have a sense of just freshness and life and vitality, and it's just a lot of fun and spiritually empowering, and it's quite a challenge too to just go out and when the wind's blowing and it's 30 degrees outside and the water's like 45 degrees or whatever, and just to get out the door and try to just see how you can handle just you yourself and the elements. It only seems positive. It just seems like a great spiritual challenge and something that has only good effects.
And so it's open to anybody that wants to join?
Yeah, it is, and we have meetings generally every Friday. You'll see signs occasionally up around the halls. Usually we'll go swimming Sunday mornings, and it all depends on what the people how their schedules work out that particular week. It's just something that it's a fun thing to do, and we enjoy doing it.
How does it feel after just swimming in that freezing water?
Pretty good. It's very refreshing. I feel great.
Okay, thank you.
Nice. Yeah. All right. That was pretty thrilling, wasn't it?
Yeah!
Well. Yeah, this is the microphone you talking to you. Thank you very much. Have a nice week and eat lots of food. Goodbye.
Yeah, I love you people.
I was everything and nothing all in one.